Looking you play ilap. New plus style he come up. Looking EMTV, number one.
Me pla go ahead boss.
Me pla hammer mas. Looking EMTV, number one.
This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Sudden response to flight cancellations. SOE requested for Porgera violence. And land titles issued in East New Britain.
A very good evening. This is National MTV News. I'm Malcolm Wyra. Thank you for joining us. The Chief Executive Officer for Air Niugini, Gary Saddon, has confirmed that the supply of jet fuel in regional centers is an ongoing issue that they are working closely to overcome. He said this following the ongoing cancellation of flights to some provinces in the country.
Air Niugini, the PNG's national airline, had flight delays and cancellations, causing inconvenience and frustrations for travelers. The Air Niugini CEO confirmed that they had some cancelled flights to Wewak, Vanimo, Rabaul, Hoskins, and a couple to Alatau. He said the supply of jet fuel in regional centers is an ongoing issue that they are working to overcome. He said they operated an extra flight to Wewak and Vanimo this morning. Sometimes they have to offload passengers and freight to carry fuel to operate the flight there and back. He further added that another way to improve serviceability is to have landing lights and suitable aircraft navigation at all airports, that they could operate 24 hours rather than just in daylight hours. They are working with their colleagues at NAC to come up with solutions to these challenges. The CEO announced that in less than 12 months' time, Air Niugini will receive its brand new aircraft. Mr. Saddon thanked the Marape-Rosa government for the support and stewardship of Minister Willem Duma. He thanked the government for the public investment program. The CEO thanked all valued customers for their patience and understanding as Air Niugini worked through the fuel facilities issue in outer region ports such as Wewak, Madang, Kevieng, Rabaul, and Boka. Esther Gane, National MTV News.
Enga Provincial Member Sir Peter Ipatas has called for an immediate state of emergency in response to the escalating tribal fights in Porgera. He said the situation in the region has reached a critical point, prompting urgent interventions.
Sir Peter Ipatas is now calling on the national government to urgently implement the state of emergency in the Porgera Payala district in Enga province. Sir Ipatas, with the genuine landowners, issued this urgent appeal following a surge in tribal violence in Porgera Valley over the past few days. The violence has led to loss of lives, displacement of people, destruction of properties, and heightened fears for the safety of local residents and business operations. Ipita said the national government must act swiftly to implement state of emergency in Porgera Valley to restore peace and order. He said the Porgera mine is at risk to shut down to safeguard its operations and employees, which could have significant economic impact for the country as 97% of the workforce were the Papua New Guineans. Ipitas has emphasized the need for an immediate increase, deployment of disciplinary to manage the crisis effectively. The violence in the valley has reached unprecedented levels, with the use of high-powered weapons becoming commonplace without any consequence. He said the tension remains high and the conflict shows no sign of improving without urgent police-led intervention. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
Law enforcement units in the Highlands region have been deployed to Porgera Valley to protect critical infrastructure and safeguard residents of the valley who have been terrorized and attacked by illegal miners and settlers.
As you can look at me, Mary beginning on the public servants, big la fight come up, lo Porgera, plenty gunshots come up, all man surrounding me, Mary beginning me can start mountain loads.
Commissioner of Police David Manning said this deteriorating situation has been caused by illegal miners and illegal settlers who are victimizing traditional landowners and using violence to terrorize local communities. Therefore, emergency orders have been declared for the Porgera Valley to protect life and infrastructure. Manning said there is no more tolerance after an escalation in violence and police escalating the legitimate use of force to remove the combatants. He said police are responding and with force and consolidating resources to resolve this dangerous situation as quickly as possible. More than 100 security personnel are on the ground, including mobile squad, dog squads, sector response unit and personnel from the PNG Defence Force. Security personnel will use legitimate lethal force where appropriate to protect the innocent, and any person found in possession of any offensive weapon of any type in a public place will be considered an imminent threat to life, and security forces will respond with lethal force.
As you can look at me, Mary beginning on the public servants, big la fight come up, lo Porgera, plenty gunshots come up, all man surrounding me, Mary beginning me can start mountain loads. Legally, Gami Cholsta, please. Me need him support me. If you want man, you are this la video, please. Me need him help play you. Sim attention, government, please. Mary beginning, some sleep outside now. Me looking beginning one time, all mama stop now. Me hard now, please. One look this loud. We need help. It's emergency, please. Right now, please.
Porgera Station is declared a non-access area for all persons not resident. A curfew is in effect between 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. across the Porgera Valley, and this will be enforced without exception. Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
Almost 200 land titles have been issued to block holders in Gaza district in the Eastern Britain province by the Department of Lands recently.
The land titles were presented to the member for Rugby, Dr. Alan Marat, by the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister responsible for Lands Department, John Rosso.
These titles, they are indefeasible. Indefeasible meaning no one else can take it away from them, the blocks of land.
Deputy Prime Minister said the department is undergoing more reforms.
Issues of forgery, cancer. We're doing electronic records are starting to come into play. We've also got things like electronic electronic payment systems, which in the last 4 years we've increased revenue collection from about 9 million kina to about 170 million as of last year. It's gross collections of revenue. So land is doing a lot of.
The block holders will receive their land.
Ensure that cargoes in the transport sector coming and going in and out of Papua New Guinea will not be attended to. That is the power we're going to use. If they're going to regulate us in country, we will go outside the country. The government must be prepared to take the consequences.
He said the reasons stated by the state-owned enterprise minister William Duma are all administration failures and not the workers.
There is no reason. The business reasons that he gave are management failures and leadership failures, as stated by a lot of commentators. Strikes were not the cause of the financial situation PNG Power is currently in. So it's absolutely pathetic for the minister to use on the floor of People's Parliament a lame excuse to pass a law to control the rights of workers.
PNG Nurses Association President Frederick Kebai said he is ready to withdraw all the nurses in the coming days.
And also in breach of Section 41 of our Constitution. And if it means the TUC calls for the labour withdrawal throughout the country, I am prepared to withdraw all my nurses out in the coming days.
He said the bill is in breach of the Constitution and the country is built by ordinary workers.
And my only appeal to the politician is that our forefathers has built this country on a democratic. They've come up with a very good constitution. But now so-called leaders we have on the floor of parliament, they know much. But they're coming up with laws that is not appropriate for the people of this country. The politician must know that this country is built by the workers of this country. It's not built by the politicians. It's not built by the policy makers. But the simple cleaners on the streets.
However, the bill was not revoked in the last parliament sitting. This newsroom will follow up with the Trade Union Congress to get more updates tomorrow. James Guken, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy or on a budget, Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, and vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections. Communities will get faster speeds and wider coverage. And business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. Plus, everyone will ensure storage that brings browsing home. It's all part of our ongoing billion kina nationwide investment. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennau, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
To make round, join us tonight only on your number one to watch, EMTV.
You're watching National EMTV News. With the theme Our Past, Present and Future PNG, the National Cultural Commission hosted its third National Arts Exhibition yesterday evening in Port Moresby.
More than 40 local artists took part in this exhibition with 115 arts on display. The National Cultural Commission has a 10-year policy that includes work of artists.
This exhibition is very important. Before I took office, the work of the artist was not recognized. They were doing things in the street, and government has never given prominence to artists. When I took office, I think we developed a policy, a 10-year policy, and we included the work of artists into a 10-year policy. And we have started the exhibition, and this is the 10th exhibition. And we have also rolled out the exhibition to the international arena.
NCC is now preparing for Papua New Guinea's 50th independence celebrations next year.
So next year we are putting up a big arts exhibition, 50th anniversary arts exhibition. At the same time, we are planning to put a first time the National Artists Conference. We want to put up a National Artists Conference next year, starting next year. So we want to invite all artists around the country, all artists around the world to come and participate.
Meanwhile, amongst invited ambassadors, High Commissioners and developing partners was the newly appointed Philippines ambassador to Papua New Guinea.
This is indeed a very good opportunity for me, a first-hand experience for me of the great culture, artistry, and the beauty of Papua New Guinea. No? And I'm just really amazed, really, of how great these artworks I have seen just now.
His Excellency Ambassador Auxilian said the exhibition is timely for the country's independence. Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
Tourism, art and culture is the future of Papua New Guinea. The member for Vanimo Green, Belden Nama, made this statement in his first official engagement as Minister for Arts, Culture and Tourism.
Minister Nama said tourism is a pot of gold in Papua New Guinea.
Many a times when ministers are appointed to this ministry, they are not interested to work because they think that there is no money in tourism, in art and culture. I view it differently. I believe tourism, art and culture is pot of gold in Papua New Guinea and everywhere in the world. And I've made it clear to the Prime Minister that while we give exploration licenses to mining engineers to go and look for gold out in the fields of Papua New Guinea, I want to create a gold mine in tourism, art and culture.
The minister is working on a policy statement to indigenize art and culture and modernize infrastructures in the country.
I believe this policy is the first since our independence in 1975, and it is so sad that we never had a policy.
Minister Nama has initiated conversations with the government to secure a building for the ministry.
I want a building for art and culture and tourism of its own. I've already started talking to the Prime Minister and the Government Office Allocation Committee for Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture to take over the office that has been lying idle in Port Moresby, the National Convention Center, just next to Parliament.
He revealed that he will ensure all PNG arts, designs and flags are licensed to prevent other countries to plagiarize for business purposes. Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
Independence celebrations have been cited in various venues in the nation's capital since the month of September began.
As events lead up to the 49th independence anniversary of Papua New Guinea, flags were raised in almost every major centers in Port Moresby. The events were sports, contemporary music bands, singing and dancing, both traditional and modern, youths doing face painting and other activities to commemorate the upcoming event on the 16th of this month. Police are also patrolling the streets to make sure the lead-up events is celebrated in peace. Peace was the message emphasized by Pope Francis II before leaving the country, and is the note all should take into heart. James Guken, National EMTV News.
As the country is reaching its 49th year of independence, the president of PNG Nurses Association, Frederick Kebai, said the foundations laid by our founding fathers have now been eroded to an extreme. He said the current government has a big task to restore the values that molded this country.
As we come together to celebrate the achievements of our forefathers that bravely fought without any bloodshed to obtain our self-determination from Australia in 1975, the President said we will celebrate because of their achievements, in particular the late Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare, Father John Movis, Sir Julius Chen as the last man standing, and many others that fought for our freedom and independence as a fully pledged nation. He said PNG is now facing a lot of issues than ever before in its political history.
The legislation brought about by State Enterprise Minister to curtail the freedom of expression signifies that every essence of the Constitution that has now been flaunted for political interest. The PNG Trade Union Congress strongly denounced this amendment to the Constitution that denies the voice of the ordinary citizens.
He said PNG has not performed well for the last couple of years, running on consecutive deficit budgets.
Our late Grand Chief built a surplus of 12 billion before he passed on the button. High inflation and sliding kina against major foreign currency spells disaster for our citizens who can no longer afford basic goods and services. High employment rate is the time bomb waiting to explode. Today, we have a 60 billion deficit. We are at the brink of being declared bankrupt. All in all, the International Monetary Fund continues to send wrong message to the government that the country is not bankrupt.
President Kebai said PNG will celebrate to remember the achievements of our forefathers. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
As independence celebrations are gaining momentum around the country in major towns and cities, the Minj LLG of Jiwaka province also gathered together to celebrate the country's 49th anniversary.
The villages of Minj Rural LG in Jiwaka province also celebrate the 49th independence anniversary with varieties of traditional dances, drama and supporting activities. Managing Director for Daughters in Minj, James Andaku, said PNG is a young nation and we have come a long journey after 49 years and we still have a long way to navigate through. Despite of many development challenges, we are unique with our culture and tradition and we must stand tall. Mr. Andaku also said celebrating our country anniversary is not the propagate of national government or National Event Council. It is something that we as a Papua New Guinean should be proud of and take ownership and embrace with true spirit of Papua New Guinea, and let our flagship, red, yellow, gold and white, fly high at the high altitude. He funded the small mini show at the cost of 50,000 kina to ensure the 14,000 plus people of the 3 tribes in Min's rural LG joining the rest of PNG to celebrate. The mini show started on Friday and will continue till Monday, 16th September. Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
Women of Evangelical Lutheran Church staged its 19th National ELT Women's Conference today in Jiwaka Province.
Member for North Wagi Electorate and Chairman of Education in PNG, Benjamin Mool, when welcoming women all across PNG, pointed out that as a celebration taking momentum around PNG to commemorate the 49th anniversary of the country, in North Wagi district of Jiwaka Province is a different story, as mothers and women all across PNG are here to celebrate physically and spiritually, and this is the way forward, and he commended the Evangelical Lutheran Church. He said since his district is hosting the conference, he will ensure that his DDA members and his administration will assist the organizing committee to ensure they see positive outcome with decent results. Mr. Mool said churches are important development partners and we must embrace and acknowledge their valuable contribution towards our nation building. And we must collectively working together with all churches if we want to see more changes in our country. Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections, and business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
It's the simple things that make life more meaningful and memorable. To rejuvenate in a perfect setting and enjoy every moment. It's about your time, enjoying your taste, to relax and unwind. Shady Rest Hotel, a great place to stay in paradise.
Happy Independence, PNG! Energy independence starts here at Theodist. Power stations price ranges from just 1,450 kina to 18,150 kina. And guess what? Buy an EB70 or AC60P kit power station and get a free talk Celeron laptop. Buy an AC200 or AC300 Max SLR power station and get a free Dell Celeron laptop at Palm, Lay, and Mount Hagen. Don't miss out. Terms and conditions apply. Theodist, proudly serving you for over 50 years.
Are you thirsty for more? Celebrate this independence with Pepsi's new look, same great taste, and lower than low prices. Only 2 kilo 20 in stores now. Includes Pepsi, Pepsi Max, 7-Up, Mirinda, Mountain Dew, Gold Spot, and Coca-Cola. Hurry to your nearest store for more.
At IPI Catering, we understand the intricacies of the environments in which we work, providing innovative, fresh, and creative catering solutions. Our experience and commitment is a winning combination, delivering great food anywhere and anytime. IPI Catering, part of the IPI group of companies.
Happy 49th anniversary, Papua New Guinea.
You're watching National EMTV News. Moving to overseas news, weekly attacks on schools that have become shelters for the displaced in Gaza have worsened in the last week. Save the Children says these attacks occurred at places where a large number of families are crowded.
The situation in Gaza is as grim as ever. We are seeing almost weekly attacks on schools that have turned into shelters for families that have absolutely nowhere else to go. And these latest attacks have occurred on locations where, families were crowded into a school, crowded into one place because their homes have been destroyed. They have absolutely nowhere else to go. And we're seeing these attacks almost every single week. We're even seeing earlier this week, we saw an attack on an area called the Israeli Designated Humanitarian Zone. This is an area where families were told to go to, and they're crammed into tents. It's very overcrowded, and what we're seeing and what we've seen this past week are just absolutely devastating images of families displaced, children killed. It's absolutely horrifying.
The Australian elections for local councils in the state of New South Wales have seen voters flocking to polling venues. Some were left confused by polling sites due to earlier advertised polling locations that were not open.
Issues big and small to the ballot box.
Is this major problem with dogs in the area.
How they do the roads, how they do the parks, and no worry about politics.
We don't want more development, overdevelopment. It's really bad the way it's increased in Epping.
In the Liverpool City Council, some voters were left confused or queuing up, with 4 earlier advertised voting locations no longer open. The council was given just over a week's notice that the election would go ahead after the Minns government abandoned a push to defer the vote over allegations of corruption. For voters in the city of Sydney, 78-year-old Clover Moore has asked them to consider her for a record 6th term as Sydney's Lord Mayor.
We've had a lot of candidates forums and I've been listening for the fresh ideas, and quite frankly there haven't been any.
After 20 years in the top job, the long-term independent is confident she'll win another term, despite criticism over the decline of retail and nightlife on Oxford Street. But those vying to replace her argue it's time for change.
The issues have moved on from Clover Moore's heyday. Now what we need in Sydney is more of a commitment to fairness and getting the basics right.
Looking to shake up the race, independent Yvonne Weldon wants to become the first Aboriginal mayor in the council's 180-year history.
It's been really interesting and very heartwarming to see how much people are actually saying that the time is right for change.
The lead up to the elections has not been without dysfunction. The State Liberal Party failed to nominate 140 candidates after missing the deadline.
It was a huge blow. I've greatly enjoyed serving the community as a councillor. Obviously, not being able to do that and have the platform from which to do that is upsetting.
For the Northern Beaches Council, candidate Sunny Singh is the only Liberal candidate running this year due to the bungle.
I was very disappointed, was really upset me.
Well, I feel nothing but sympathy for my former colleagues on council who were denied the opportunity.
Liberal candidates have also managed to make it onto the ballot in the Queanbeyan and Pallarang Regional Council in the Southern Tablelands. More than 2,000 polling booths closed at 6 o'clock, with the count continuing late into the evening.
There are urgent warnings for people to get their whooping cough vaccinations, with massive spike in cases this year since 2015.
So with whooping cough, we normally see an outbreak every 3 or 4 years as people's immunity wanes. But interestingly, the last big one we had was in 2016. So it's been about 8 years, and we can blame COVID for that. Because of all the social distancing, etc., that you'd remember during COVID, we saw a huge drop in a whole lot of respiratory infections, such as influenza and RSV. And of course now, as people have started moving together again, there's been a big rebound. People have been infecting each other, and with whooping cough, our immunity is lower than normal, than it ever has been. So therefore, we're seeing a lot more of it.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Accept the challenge. Choose PNG's favorite purified bottled water. True Wara, 100% PNG made.
Proudly bottled by Paradise Foods.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections. Communities will get faster speeds and wider coverage. And business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. Plus, everyone will benefit from onshore storage that brings browsing home. It's all part of our ongoing billion kina nationwide investment. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
Are you thirsty for more? Celebrate this independence with Pepsi's new look, same great taste, and lower than low prices. Only 2 kina 20 in stores now. Includes Pepsi, Pepsi Max, 7-Up, Mirinda, Mountain Dew, Gold Spot, and Coca-Cola. Hurry to your nearest store for more.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections, and business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
Hi, my name is Jiwaka, and welcome to this exciting journey into the world of cocoa farming. In this series of Skills TV, we're going to embark on an adventure exploring the world of cocoa production. Join us as we unlock the potential of cocoa farming for a more brighter and sustainable Papua New Guinea.
Coming soon, right here on your number one to watch, MTV.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. This year's PNG National Rugby League competition was claimed by Mount Hagen Eagles, defeating Hella Wigmen with a score of 28-20. In the Host Plus Cup, PNG Hunters have lost to the Devils 30-46 in the preliminary finals. They are now out of this year's season. The Goroka Lahanes women's team won against the Central Dabaris 8-6, claiming the 2024 PNG National Rugby League Competition Cup in the Women's League. Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
depend on you.
As PNG's only ISO-accredited bulk haulage operator, IPI Transport guarantees the delivery of your critical cargo. Equipped with state-of-the-art GPS tracking systems and backed by an experienced team, you can rely on IPI Transport, part of the IPI group of companies.
Welcome to Hannah's Beauty Box. Whether it's getting a sharp haircut, glamorous makeover, manicure, pedicures, our talented team does it all. Visit our shops today and refine your look with our array of beauty services. Hannah's Beauty Box.
For generations, our families have enjoyed the fresh taste of Vesta from our very own waters. Healthy, tasty, and made by our people for our people. Vesta continues to be the pride of PNG because we make sure that all the goodness from our oceans remains in our cans. Vesta, PNG's premier household brand.
Boys, what are you doing? Eating without me. Yeah. Want some? Thanks, fella. Yeah, jump in. Nice noodles. Taster. Why you like it more?
Happy 49th anniversary, Papua New Guinea.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching True Guy Sports. Moving to overseas sports, thousands have competed in the 42 kilometers marathon that ended at Sydney Opera House forecourt. Major roads were closed off across the CBD in place from 3:30 a.m.
Two Kenyans, Arisa Wakanish and Brahman Musoi, have taken out both the female and male elite running category. When it comes to Australians, we also dominated there with Maddie Di Rosario taking out the elite wheelchair category. This is her second marathon in 2 weeks. She just landed back in the country from the Paris Paralympics on Wednesday. She turned around and managed to complete the course in a really fast time. She described the course as one of the most beautiful but challenging ones that she's done here.
It's been a really big week. I think I've done back-to-back marathons before, and I think 6 months ago when I committed to doing the double, that was sort of what was in my mind, and I didn't really factor in how exhausting an entire Paralympics is going to be. It's not just the racing, it's the mental fatigue and the emotional fatigue of all of that. So it was a bit of the last couple of days trying to, I think, mentally get back into the mindset to race was a bit challenging, but woke up this morning, great, and I'm really, it went really well, so I'm really happy.
We're going to see 25,000 runners, marathon runners, stream through here. It takes up to about 40,000 when you include the other races being run today, which include a 10K and a mini marathon. We certainly have the weather for it, which is a good thing because organisers are essentially auditioning to become a world major marathon, where we're trying to join the 6 major marathons, which include New York, Boston, Tokyo, the kind of races that bring in hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue to these cities.
Fremantle staged a come-from-behind victory against Port Adelaide to claim its second win of the AFLW season at Ableton Oval.
The Dockers trailed the Power for most of the match, but hit the front with 5 minutes left on the clock, and a goal by Harley Miller shortly after sealed the victory. Earlier, Richmond ran out 46-point winners over Sydney, and Carlton recorded a 4-goal victory against Geelong.
In the NRL, the North Queensland Cowboys are through to the second week of the NRL Final Series.
Newcastle Knights 28 points to 16 in Townsville last night. North Queensland trailed 12-4 at half-time, but hit back with Ruben Cotter and Tom Dearden both scoring tries in the last 10 minutes of the elimination final. North Queensland will now take on the Cronulla-Sutherland Sharks after they lost to the Melbourne Storm. Earlier on in the night, the minor premiers booked a spot in the preliminary final with a 37 points to 10 victory. The Bulldogs will host Manly later on today.
That ends True Kai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Kai. True Kai, true inspiration through generations.
Welcome to Hannah's Beauty Box. Whether it's getting a sharp haircut, glamorous makeover, manicure, pedicures, our talented team does it all. Visit our shops today and refine your look with our array of beauty services. Hannah's Beauty Box.
Ready for the biggest Gala Leak and Win promotion ever! Gala is sharing the love with even more prizes and more winners nationwide, all worth a whopping 300,000 kina! Prizes up for grabs include iPhone 15s, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultras, electric scooters, DJI drone, and the list goes on! Buy your favorite Gala Stick ice cream, check the stick for a winning prize, and if you're lucky, call 73211-217 to claim your prize! Promo ends Friday, 8 November 2024. Terms and conditions apply.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections, and business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
For generations, our families have enjoyed the fresh taste of Besta from our very own waters. Healthy, tasty, and made by our people for our people. Besta continues to be the pride of PNG because we make sure that all the goodness from our oceans remains in our hands. Besta, PNG's premier household brand.
Are you thirsty for more? Celebrate this independence with Pepsi's new look, same great taste, and lower than low prices. Only $2.20 in stores now. Includes Pepsi, Pepsi Max, 7-Up, Mirinda, Mountain Dew, Gold Spot, and Coca-Cola. Hurry to your nearest store for more.
It has happened in many parts of the world.
It's about state, it's about society.
Jet fuel needs its own specific dedicated infrastructure.
Presenting in-depth commentaries, interviews, and discussions of the major current affairs issues, both domestically and internationally. Issues ranging across politics, bureaucracy, the environment and economics, as well as health, social, and cultural issues.
That's on Monday night.
This gripping drama series follows the modern-day heroes of the Royal Flying Doctor Service
This is RFDS aircraft Mike Quebec Kilo. Can anyone hear me?
as they navigate private lives
How do you feel?
and the heart-stopping emergencies they attend to.
I've got as tight as I can. It's still losing. It must be a baby too.
Across some of the most beautiful and inhospitable places in the Australian outback. Royal Flying Doctor Service, 9 p.m. Monday, right here on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Dreaming for more than the life we've known. There is more.
us, we're ready to go.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather report for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City mostly cloudy with possible afternoon showers and inland showers with isolated thunderstorms. Daru mostly cloudy with periods of rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kerama cloudy with periods of rain and possible thunderstorms. Alota mostly cloudy with periods of rain showers and drizzles. Popondetta afternoon rain drizzles easing to cloudy periods. To the Mombasa region, Lae City cloudy with few intermittent showers and drizzles. Madang mostly fine. Wewak partly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Vanimo mostly cloudy with possible brief showers and drizzles. To the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau periods of rain showers with possible thunderstorms. Keveng cloudy with some rain showers. Kokopon Rabaul afternoon rain showers easing to partly cloudy. Kimbe afternoon rain showers easing to partly cloudy. Buka mostly cloudy with some rain showers. To the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City cloudy with some afternoon rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Roroka, Bans and Kudiawa afternoon rain showers with potential heavy rainfall. Medi, Tari and Wabeg afternoon rain showers with potential heavy rainfall. To the small ships forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Darul to Kiwai Islands to Kerama to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samarai Islands sees 2 to 3 meters rising. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands sees 2 to 2.5 meters. Waters of Cape Vogel to Huen Gulf to Finchafen sees 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to Siasi Long Islands sees 2 to 3 meters. Waters of Madang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border sees 1.5 to 3 meters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands sees 1 to 1.5 meters. Waters of New Ireland to Eastern Britain to Bougainville sees 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Western Britain sees 1.5 to 3 meters. Looking at the ocean forecast, Coral seas moderate to rough, southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots. Solomon seas rather rough to rough at times, east to southeast winds of 15 to 25 knots. Bismarck seas slight to moderate to rough over the southern western sector, southeast winds of 15 to 30 knots. Pacific Ocean seas slight, northeast to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots.
Weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Sunday, the 15th of September, 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing, happy independence.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.
It's Smile o'clock. It's Smile o'clock. Gotta brush our teeth. Time o'clock. It's